When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday. Thursday. How's everybody? McFanny, Wayne, how are you? Peyton, hello. Marlene, how are you? JM, good morning. Chezzy, hello. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Poncho. How's everybody? Good to see you. Glad you could join us this morning. If you would, Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Please, everybody, would you share this? I'm fine, Chezzy. Thank you for asking. Hey, Noelle. Hey, Sherry. Good morning. How is everybody? Judy. Good to see you. Judy. Bet you've heard that more times than you could count on. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Melanie. Good to see you. Good morning. When everybody is coming in, just want to remind you, my ears are not like yours, and your ears are not like mine, but it's okay. If you would, thank you, Brandon. Glad you read the article. If you would, please buy this for a child that you need to give encouragement to. Every child needs encouragement, and we need to spread the word. This is available at Amazon.com. My ears are not like yours. Thank you again for reading my article this morning. I wanted to make a point that I think continues daily to be made, needs to be made. But anyway, before we get there, let me read just a few lines from I have small ears, I'm okay with it, Chesney said. Let me read from Proverbs 15. A merry heart makes cheerful countenance, but sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken. The heart of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouth of fools feeds on foolishness. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he who is of merry heart has a continual feast. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble. Better is dinner of herbs where love is than a fatted calf with hatred. A wrathful man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger allies contention. Yes, and yes. How? Absolutely. So, boy, there's a lot to talk about today. I don't know about you. I was not surprised at all from last night seeing Giuliani on Hannity. And the only thing that was talked about on Hannity was, afterwards, I should say, by the left, was Stormy Daniels. Once again, who cares? What he did or didn't do with whomever before he was president, I don't care. I care if it's going on in the White House now when he's president. Otherwise, I don't care. Sick of hearing about her. I am too, Sherry. It's just like every single day. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. I know. Hey, Teresa. And last night, Giuliani said so much. He said Comey ought to be prosecuted. Hillary is a liar. Talked about everything that they're doing and how horrible it is. And what do? Oh, guess what? Trump paid Stormy Daniels, and he said so. Woo! Yes, they pushed Stormy's story. I wanted to see the 3 Korean prisoner story. Well, Jerry, that's not important. People being released from a, hardcore, torturous environment in North Korea isn't as important. Get your priorities in order, Jerry. What's important is a porn star and what she may or may not have done. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Jacqueline, good to see you. I'm beyond caring about that. And it was funny because afterwards somebody said to me on my Twitter line, when I said, number one, Mueller should be fired. Rosenstein should be fired. And I'm okay now. Fire Jeff Sessions. Go for it. And the person came back and said, somebody on the left, oh, Trump paid Stormy Daniels and he lied about it. Hey, Alan. And that's bad. And Trump's going to be, gone for that, on and on. Why didn't you even mention her? Makes you think, huh? I think the reason, Peyton, that he did that, he wanted to send a message to Mueller and all the other people that there was no campaign finance crime there, nothing, no illegalities, that the attorney decided on his own to pay her off, and Trump repaid him, and move on. But they can't do that. They don't want to move on. Yeah, I thought it was a smart move, and I don't think that was something where Giuliani was like, oh my gosh, I guess I shouldn't have said that. Trump's tweets today cleared up this. Yeah, he said basically that she was trying to, sabotage the election, basically, and make false claims, and she got paid off. I mean, my gosh, that happens almost every day, or it used to. Happened a lot with Jesse Jackson and all those people that had to be given hush money. Hey, Rhonda, and paid off so they would shut up about stuff. I told hubby about prisoner release, nothing from MSM until hours later. Washington Times broke it. Yep. Yeah, and supposedly Giuliani said they're going to be released today. I don't know if that means come back to the United States. What I understand was they were moved to a hotel until maybe going to be released before Trump meets with them. Yeah, extortion for Trump, exactly. But that's okay, Cully. Extorting Trump is fine. You just can't extort the DOJ. That's what Rosenstein said. Yeah, Nobel Peace Prize. 18 Republicans only, of course, came forward and nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize, which he should get for the work he's done. Dawn says, hypocrisy, hypocrisy, hypocrisy. Yep, absolutely. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But what I was going to say was, go ahead and fire all those people. Rosenstein, Mueller, fire them. And when the person came back and said to me, oh, Trump lied, here's what I said to them. Number one, I don't care that Stormy was paid any money or not paid any money. And number two, he didn't lie under oath. So big deal. I bet the person who probably wrote to me probably lied yesterday as well, so who cares? At the end of the article, Giuliani still said Trump broke no laws. Exactly. No laws were broken. And, I was thinking about that, too, when Giuliani was talking. I don't know if any of you have had to answer interrogatories that have been given to you, Haley, by an attorney, or if any of you have ever had to prepare for a deposition. And Giuliani made a really good point saying you don't have the president of the United States sit before a grand jury or somebody else who could convict him, if possible, of a crime, because do you know, hey Marianne, how long it would take you to prepare for hey Pamela, hi, all hugs to all, Pamela says, to prepare for a deposition like that. They were saying, a deposition of 12 hours in the beginning. All the Democrats coming against Trump, I don't even understand this crap. It's pretty easy to understand, Chezzy. Hey, Sarah Lee. Hey, Lisa. The whole thing is doing bills, listening to you. Okay, sounds good. The whole thing is that the globalist elitists want to take back control, and that's why they are willing to do anything and everything, legally or otherwise, it seems, to wrestle back that control and be in control of your life. And that's what's happening. But even with Stormy Daniels, even if Trump came back now, I don't remember him saying he never paid Stormy Daniels. He basically didn't answer that question. All this makes my head spin. I'm sick of it all. I am too, Marianne. Totally sick of it. Hey, Teresa. Yesterday on my day off, there was so much, but that's not justice. Well, Chezzy, it's not supposed to be justice. People on the left who are progressives, elitists, globalists, they don't care about justice. Take that word out of your vocabulary, and then you will understand what they are doing. Justice has no part in this. They don't care. And Giuliani, what he said, that he's worried about all the conservatives. Yeah, Rhonda wants to know if you can, Pamela, if you can pay her bills too. he was saying he's worried about all the conservatives, about this, thuggery on the part of Mueller. They need to fix the leaks before he testifies. No, Alan, he should not testify, period. Period. We need another big bill passed in Congress to push a new news cycle. Yeah. Or some type of a war or something, some attack going on that'll push the news cycle. I mean, this is all crazy, but Giuliani is right. We should all be worried because this investigation has been about a special counsel who is looking for a crime. They don't have any probable cause on anything. They've really never had anything to back this investigation up, but they're doing it anyway. And Rosenstein, if anybody read my article today, and if you didn't, please do. I know, not in a million years should he testify. Absolutely. But go to SusanKnowles.com and read my article from today. Because if there was obstruction of justice, then that means that there were two co-conspirators. Thank you, Chezzy, for reading it. Two co-conspirators. One, Jeff Sessions, and the other, Rod Rosenstein. Why did I say that? Because they are the two people, both of them wrote letters to the president dated, thank you, Marlene, for the hugs, for everybody, who wrote letters dated May 17th, I believe it was, or May 9th, to the president recommending that he fire Comey. Okay, so that means they believed, both of them believed, that there was enough information and enough probable cause, if you will, and it wasn't probable cause, but I'm just saying, enough reason to find that Comey should be fired. That was the best tweet I saw all day yesterday, Susan. Thank you, Marlene. So if they're guilty, if Trump is guilty of obstruction of justice, then they are the co-conspirators. And the other thing that you can say is, well, the DOJ, Rosenstein has said you can't extort the DOJ. Okay, then if you can't extort the DOJ, then Trump didn't extort them. They wrote that letter of their own free will. That means then if there was no obstruction of justice, there was no crime. And if there was no crime, then nobody's guilty, including the President of the United States. Hey, Wanda, case closed. There is no obstruction of justice. Get on with it. They are guilty for not prosecuting Comey and Hillary. Yes. I know I read some of the comments under your article, and every one of them were very irate about it. And one said that they believe that it will cause a civil uprising because it was we the people is who we elected. Yep. I don't know why I sense Comey might be a cross-dresser. Daniel said. I don't know. I would not want to see that. They are guilty for not prosecuting. Okay, that was a bot. Giuliani called Hillary a criminal. Yep. Absolutely. Smart cookie. Let's see. Good morning, my Sue. Love the media is obsessed with Stormy. Even our local media is Trinidad is obsessed with her as well. You know why, just that? You know why people are obsessed with Stormy Daniels? Because she's a porn. Get it? Porn star. If it didn't have to do with some sexual deviation, then nobody would care. Nobody would care. If this were, I don't know, Roseanne Barr, who said the president had sex with her before, I don't know that anybody would care. And no, nothing against Roseanne Barr, but as far as I know, she's not a porn star. The interest is in the porn star or hooker. Yeah, sex sells. That's right, Marlene. Left loves a good rumor and reality TV style. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Again, I don't know if he had sex with her. Would I approve of it? No. Hey, Lynn, but it has nothing to do with me. It's between him, God, and his wife. She has nothing to do with Russian collusion. Exactly. Maybe she is the Russian collusion. Guilty of fraudulent American people with this case. Yeah, defrauding the Americans with this case. And again, Mueller, it is so infuriating because, but how long ago would have that been if it were true? Who knows? Before the election, Brandon, that's all I know. Probably when he was married to Melania and before the election. And so again, that falls back on Melania, God, and Trump to deal with that. Well, I don't care about Stormy. I don't either, Rhonda. It matters not to me. But it's so infuriating to see all of this going on, to know that Mueller needs to be investigated for Uranium One, and so does Rosenstein and a whole bunch of other people. Charles Manson accused Trump. Dems would side with Charles. Absolutely. But they praised John and Marilyn. Yeah, the only good thing is that Charles Manson is now dead. Her name isn't Stormy. I know, whatever her name is. I have no idea. I remember Stephanie, I think it is. But Stephanie doesn't sound like Stormy, because I was a different person 10 years ago, Rhonda said. Yeah, so was everybody else. But I don't know that it was 10 years ago. And yes, I do know that Donald Trump has had affairs with his wife. He said so. That's up to Donald Trump, his ex-wife, wives or whomever, and God. None of my business. Heck, morning glories. So it was Trump. If he gets subpoenaed, he will have to testify. Yeah, and here's what will happen. If this goes through, if he gets subpoenaed, if they go before the grand jury, hey, Beck, then what's going to happen if, let's say, he gets convicted of whatever, I don't know what, then they're going to be, it's going to be tried in court. Hey, Donald, in court about the corruption that was involved in this entire investigation. Yeah, we all knew who Trump was. I mean, he's admitted having affairs, for how many years now? I'm not looking at the man to sleep with. I'm looking at the man to see if he can lead the country. That's what I voted for, not whether or not he could have affairs or if he was good in bed. Why is he having to get subpoenaed? Let me just tell you something. If I were his attorney, there's no way that he would go to the grand jury. That's the only way they can possibly try and get him there, is subpoena him. They would subpoena anybody that they wanted to come there. Well, they are trying to collaborate with the Russian dossier, showing he was a sexual problem. Seen an article saying they thought he had a STD. We got some crazies we're dealing with. Yes, we do. They're all just looking for a reason for impeaching. Hey, Alexis. On Stormy and all who are using her. Yeah. Yeah, that was a bot. The bots are aplenty. And Hillary walks around free. I know. Yes, the bots are here again, the AI bots. It's just amazing, though, the upside down world that we live in. Good news, though, I heard 3 Americans have been released. Hope they come home soon. God chose Trump. He's not surprised by his past and will still use him. Yep. Can I say something about bots? Yes, Rhonda, go ahead. Well, pray for them all today. Absolutely. I pray for this country. On National Prayer Day, Day of Prayer, okay? I pray for this country that somehow they will turn back to God, that they will not be deceived, and that they will understand that they have been so deceived and are continuing to be deceived. I was watching, what is it, Mike Tokes, is that his name? The guy who was at Antifa rally in Los Angeles. I witnessed a bot being blocked, but a bot actually left a little blinking bomb on scope. Yeah. He was talking about Antifa, and he talked to this, looked like a Hispanic guy that came up to him. And the Hispanic guy said, the reason I hate President Trump is because he hates immigrants. And Mike said, no, they don't hate immigrants. He doesn't want illegal immigrants here. Now, obviously, that guy turned on, MSNBC or CNN, and they said the word immigrant, and that Trump hated all immigrants, and that's what stuck in his mind. And so he was out there with false information against our president, and that's what we have. The ignorance is very strong because people continue to watch, mainstream media. I would like to see our president clean up all the corruption going on in our government agencies, especially our state government's judicial system, Don said. Yep, all of it. I mean, it's insanity. And we have to keep, what happens is we keep explaining and re-explaining the same thing over and over. Yeah, the brainwashing continues, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? People are stupid. Well, people are misinformed. People are misguided. Vote red. Judy said, yep. Why we get news from different sources. Yeah, you have to. But these people go to the same sources all the time, and they don't want to know the truth. They want to believe in what they're being told, and they don't go and check anything else. But they know everything about their favorite sports teams. Absolutely. Does anyone find it odd how when Trump had Your Fired show, everyone loved it? Yep, brainwashed people. Yeah, I mean, it's really something. And, here we have the DOJ, who again is saying, I'm not going to give you Congress information. And I'm going to continue to stall and not give you the information you want. They want the information now about Mueller, and they want to know what was the scope of his investigation. And Rosenstein's like, well, I can't give you that. No, I'm not going to give you that. Here's what I want to give Rosenstein: the boot out the door. Take Jeff Sessions with you, because Jeff now, I think, I was standing up for Jeff before, but I think Jeff now is trying to protect the DOJ. People aren't stupid. It's what they choose to believe. They think the same about us. That gets us nowhere. Yeah. Sessions now is trying to protect the reputation of the DOJ. And if you read that letter where, how about the finger, where Rosenstein says, fire Comey, part of what it says, and I have it in my article, is about, we need to bring back the trust that is gone from the FBI and from government, our government, DOJ, FBI, whatever. We need to rebuild that, and we can't do that under Comey. All these folks are replaceable. They are not above the law nor being fired. Right now, Brandon, they are above the law. They really are above the law. If you want to think about it, they are. We are the sane walking around among insanity. Yes, Alexis. We really are that, and that's the hard part. And it's going to get worse. That's the sad part. It's going to get worse. And what do? I don't know. I don't know about you. I spend less time with trolls. I try to spend more time getting the information out. But as I said yesterday, it was a firestorm of news that changed every 5 minutes. The left is above the law, not the right. They go after the right. There's even, I read an article today where, for example, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, all right? All the text messages that we've read about them and what they did and what they tried to do with Donald Trump and everything that they've said back and forth to each other. They still have their security clearance. People on the right have their security clearances taken away from them quickly. Why are those two people still have their security clearances? Pray and righteous judges. Yeah. I mean, we need people, again, going back to God, understanding that, the news is going to change. Every 5 seconds, 5 minutes, tomorrow it'll be 5 seconds. We need to understand, we need to cling to God and pray to God for what we want, and then hope that our will is the same as his. I believe Sessions is waiting to collect more info on her. They are going down. Lynn said the right needs to open their mouths with facts. Yeah, and here, let me just tell you something. I'm not going to say it on Periscope, but there is a website that starts with your. If you're following those people and quoting those people, then you are going to be part of the problem. You're reporting and retweeting fake news. Please don't, quote those people or retweet those people. It's bogus. Absolutely bogus. Yes, I don't want to. Lynn, you can DM me if you want. It starts with the word your. I just don't want to say it on Periscope. Julia, it's people on a website that starts with the word your. Just tweet your thoughts so you won't retweet trolls. What's it in with? News. I think that I'd have to look at it again. I see it all the time. It just starts with your. If you see something that starts with the word your, avoid it. Or ask me on DM if that's what I was talking about. That's not a reliable source. I've seen things that you talk about a clickbait. Those two cut a deal as long as they're still the FBI, they are controlled, being used when needed. Noelle said, I don't know what you're talking about, so I guess I haven't tweeted it. Probably not, Marlene. Use common sense and read. Lynn said, oh, thank you. Yeah, but that's the problem, Brandon. You're not allowed to use common sense anymore. Common sense has been disappearing. This is a huge wide web. We have not found out all yet. That's true. We sure haven't. Hey, Spencer, good to see you. And there's a lot going on, and a lot we're probably never going to find out because it's so dark, so deep, and so disgusting. It hasn't been revealed to us yet. What has been revealed to us is, I've been saying now for months, that men are being neutralized, and more each and every day. We're talking about the Boy Scouts now, who are no longer going to be called the Boy Scouts, but Scouts. Okay, I don't usually retweet from sites with strange names like that. Good, Julia. I think people retweet stories that they want to be true. Absolutely. Yes, some I don't want to read or see. It's very dark and evil, Jerry said. There's a fake GoFundMe page for General Flynn. Confirmed fake by his son. Watch out, Judy said. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Somebody else wanting to take all of Flynn's money. Yeah, the Boy Scouts will no longer next year be called the Boy Scouts. They're going to be called the Scouts. If you still have your children in the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, my question to you is why? I don't know. Why? So, lots of fake actor accounts too. Yep, maybe McCabe looking for more defense money. Yeah, McCabe got tons of money. What's next? Lady Eagle Scouts? No, Brandon. You can't, you can't have that. Lady, that's lady is offensive, saying that. So, I mean, so far you can kind of get away with saying Girl Scout. Yeah, political correctness gone. Bonkers. Exactly. Cabbage. You have to draw the line somewhere. Do they, Cheryl? Scouts gone for some time now. Yep. Eaglets. There you go. There you go, Brandon. Going to look at Scouts funding sources. Yep. Good job, Alexis. There's an alternative. Royal Rangers, Assembly of God, but anyone can join. Judy said, erasing history again of why the Boy Scouts was formed. Well, Noelle, erasing, anything to do with men and masculinity and men having anything on their own, why is it not okay to have the Boy Scouts? He says, please unblock my friend on Twitter. Linda Stefano for, I'll have to check that out. I don't remember blocking her, but I'll check it out afterwards. Thanks, Puzzles. Erasing genders. Yep. Scouts founders Juliette Lowe and Lord Baden would be shocked. Well, gosh, wouldn't anybody who was alive, then be shocked at what we've gone down into? We don't want a bunch of twinkle toes, Cheryl said, just like boy girls clubs. Why not boy girls scouts? Well, pretty soon we're going to get rid of the Boys and Girls Club there, Beck. The Scouts have been a bastion of citizenship. Now, there you go. Don't say citizenship, Alexis. Pretty soon, you're not going to be able to have that. You're welcome, Puzzles. Maybe the Girl Scouts can teach similar things as Boy Scouts if they want to be the same. Oh, trust me, they will. Didn't know if it was that bad. It will be, Alexis. I mean, pretty soon, citizenship's going to be a dirty word, because when you're wanting to open up the borders and have open borders, you're not going to want to talk about citizens, because that's why you hear people when those videos that used to go around when people would get stopped by the police officers and they'd say, "Well, I'm a citizen of the planet," or "I'm a citizen of the universe." That's why you gotta. People aren't going to be citizens of the United States. I mean, come on, that means you're a pompous fool, right? You're a citizen of the universe. So you're not going to be able to say, well, I'm a citizen of the United States. That's just, you're just pompous then. Hey, Rhonda, delegitimize the organization, another step for New World Order. Yes, Rhonda, and another step for, I call it neutralizing the males, and that goes against biblical principles. Alexis, I just followed you on Twitter. Rhonda said, keep praying. Yes. Those sovereign citizen folks are nuts. Yes, Brandon. We must all go vote to keep a dim out of office and control. Absolutely, Cheryl. Absolutely. And as I've said before, it's not that the Republicans are so wonderful. They're not. The rhinos aren't. but they're the only things right now that we can use to keep our republic. We had a citizen of Zenin at our medical center. He was psychotic, though. Well, then I don't know what's the problem, Jerry. I mean, if he was psychotic, that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly normal. In Britain, we have Boy Scouts and Girl Guides. Huh. Judy said exactly. Plus, fatherless homes are creating beta males. Yep. Society seems hell bent on castrating men. Ridiculous. Not only castrating men, but in getting rid of God. If you get rid of all those things that God talked about, God said there's a man and a woman, right? Okay, done. Get rid of that. God said so many other things that you should or shouldn't do. Done. Get rid of all that. Get rid of the family. Get rid of a man and a woman having children. Get rid of everything that God's principles. Then you get rid of God. And, that is a daily thing that people are doing on the left, getting rid of God, getting rid of the principles, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's right, Brandon. The world order infiltrated a long time ago in Hague. Please pray, Glenn. Here's one way, another from Scottsdale Christian School. Yes or no, it's job he desires. Well, absolutely, whatever God's will is. But Rhonda, what I'm saying, he could always take the job he's offered. And if he gets the other offer, he can always quit the first one. It's, businesses do business. I just checked. I'm still a man. Wayne, how do you know? Getting rid of God is no bad thing. No, that is a very bad thing. Trump has simply revealed so much. NAFTA, Hague, World Bank. Yeah, Alexis. Everybody in this scope that I know of that comes here on a regular basis, we do believe in God. So if you don't believe in God, you're probably in a wrong scope, and I would invite you to go find a scope that has your ideas. So what's up with Charlie Rose embarrassment to North Carolina? Well, Charlie Rose, there's something like, 27 women now that have come forward? Exactly, Cheryl. You get a job offer, you take it if you aren't working now. Exactly. And then you go ahead and if you get that other job offer, then you tell the first one, gosh, I'm sorry, but I got the offer and I'm leaving. I mean, it's called business. They would do the same to you if they needed to discontinue your position. IT requires a contract, Rhonda said. The fan got to Charlie's head, I guess, or listen, you might change your views. Alan said. 27. Yeah, 27 women. I think it was something like 14 from CBS and 13 from some other places said that he was. One woman said she alleged that he would ask her about, do you like having sex? How many times do you have sex? Do you want, I mean, it was crazy. Okay, well, you just went over the moon there. So anyway, Cabbage had to go. Cabbage and Ribs had to go. Never leave a job until you find another one, Cheryl said. Yep. And I guess Rhonda's saying it's kind of bad because you have to sign a contract. So he'll be stuck. For school jobs, you sign a contract, can't even look for a new job under contract. Jesus Christ is greater, Brandon said. Yeah, Cabbage Patch Kid, goodbye. Yep. Let's see. All 9 crew members died yesterday in that C-130. They all came from Puerto Rico National Guard. So, that was very sad. C-130, I don't know if most of you, I don't know if you've seen a C-130. They're huge cargo planes. And they were going on their way to, I think it was Arizona is where they were going. And I believe that is the 8th military crash we've had in about 1 month. Good morning, Carol. How are you? If everybody could, if you would, please retweet this. We're at past the halfway mark. I shared this. Love the show. Thanks so much. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate your sharing it. Wonder how old that aircraft was. I don't know. Probably pretty old, I would think, Brandon. Hey, Richie. Good to see you. Suspicious, Alexa said. Yeah, so many. It is kind of suspicious. Thank you, Lisa, for inviting people. Hey, Lynn. Thank you for inviting. Arizona, basically, late 70s. Yeah, it may be. I mean, they're pretty, gosh, those things are pretty old and clunky anyway. Arizona gave teachers their raises, but fell short of giving them the school funding that they were demanding. Yeah, it's all of a sudden too, Cheryl said. Yep. And then you probably heard also about that Southwest Airlines yesterday that cracked window. It's like, good Lord. They did pressure this morning on the crash. Yeah, many are flying every day. Yeah, Angel, it's true. It won't let me retweet or reshare. Chesy said you may have to wait until afterward, Chesy, and go out and do it. I tried yesterday. I was watching a dressage show from Australia. Wouldn't let me retweet. Wouldn't let me share. I mean, it was just bizarre. I tried to retweet on Twitter and I couldn't do it. So, and if you would, if you would retweet this after every show, I would really appreciate it. I know it's, takes a couple of minutes or maybe to do it or whatever, but, some of the things is like I'm saying, I had this quote that I had out yesterday about, no obstruction of justice and that type of thing. I think something like, I don't know, a few people retweeted it and about 53 people in a few minutes liked it. Liking does no good. I mean, when you like something, nobody else sees it really. I don't know if people didn't want people to know that they agreed with it or whatever, but if you don't retweet, nobody sees it. It just doesn't happen. Please tell me why it was so important for her to have a woman. If no men, no women. Please tell me why it was so important for her to have a woman. If no men, no women. I'm not really sure I understand the question, Ron. You have to go to the person's page to retweet in most cases. Yeah, I was on watching the scope trying to retweet, and I just couldn't do it. It was ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense. And it wasn't like, I heard somebody said that they were going to cut down on some of the things that you could put on Periscope. So I don't know. Maybe that'll cut the porn business out, unless it's going to cut everybody else out and keep the porn business going. I'm not sure. Thank you, Wanda, for sharing. I mean, it's amazing. Like I said, if you go on at night, the things that you see are just eye-opening. In a bad way. Something you won't hear in the news, not really being reported on mainstream media. Sometimes things sound better in our heads. They drop the women man thing and then claim they need women on their side. Is that what Rhonda was saying? I would like someone to share with me the obstruction of justice show. I might learn some things new for my son. It's different from the president and obstruction of justice. Porn is big business. Yep. A lot of money, probably a lot of hearts that are given away that Periscope gets. New accusations against Tom Brokaw by Fox News. Whew. The sex spots and druggies at night, Kelly said. When praying aloud in government, why don't folks say Jesus, only God? I think, Brandon, honestly, I think sometimes people say that because, saying God, in public is like bad enough if you're in government, I guess. But if they say Jesus, that really puts it into the Christian faith in their minds, I think. And they think, well, if I do that, then it will exclude everybody else. And because people could argue that God is the same God in Islam, which we know it isn't, but they can make that argument. It's ridiculous, but I think that's why they don't say Jesus. I think it's good. Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, see, Brandon, great minds think alike. Say Jesus. In my church, we used to get the pastor would get up and say Jesus, and it was great. We'd all say it back. It was wonderful. President Trump speaking. Okay, Judy, thanks. Record exports and trim the U.S. trade deficit to $49 billion. It's the first drop in 7 months. Means that we're doing a lot of exporting, a lot of business going back and forth, that we're not even talking about. And they're not even acknowledging that it was due to President Trump. Well, Brandon, I mean, Jesus and God, they're one and the same. And so is the Holy Spirit. So, I don't care if people say God, Jesus, or the Holy Spirit, as long as they know who it is, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So other than that, I don't care. And people say Yeshua, and other people don't like that necessarily. I don't have a problem with that. So, I mean, again, the important things, oh, Allah and Trinity is not the same. Allah and it has nothing to do with Christianity, so it can't possibly be the same. Yep, it's the National Day of Prayer. Absolutely. And we should pray throughout the day, because we all need prayer, and the United States need prayer. Our president needs prayer. Israel needs prayer. That's why we need to be vocal locally. Yeah. I think that the Republicans need to learn how to be vocal together. Obama's still getting credit for all good things going on. Of course, Brandon. Ugh. Trump is at the National Day of Prayer. Yep. Thanks, Robert. Pray always. Yep. Let's see. Sessions has sent 35 U.S. attorneys to 5 districts along the southern border to allow for more cases to be brought against illegal crossing and human smuggling. And he's also put 18 immigration judges there to hear cases so that people can be processed a lot more quickly and get them out, I guess. That's the hopes anyway. But, again, when these people are claiming asylum, Obama will be dead and still be given credit for everything. Of course. But all bad things are Trump's fault, and with none of Obama's policies carrying over. Yep, I know, Brandon. I heard some liberals are bailing and coming over. I hope so. Pray that the libs see the light. Absolutely, Carol. Absolutely. My people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, and I will bless them. Yep. That's what people have to do. But, it seems that, unfortunately, more and more are trying, again, to get rid of God in their lives and pretend that God doesn't exist. And they're being told that's the truth. So, a lot of people are being deceived. They've lost discernment or never had discernment. But they need to turn back to God. Any Middle East news today? None on Israel that I have. It's lawlessness, Dee said. Yep. Yeah, I haven't heard anything really from the Middle East. I do know that about 88 caravan members from the Central America, from the asylum seekers, crossed into the United States. They said they were mostly women, children, and transgenders that crossed in. So the hostages get released. They're supposed to sometime today, Cheryl. However, they've they've been moved over to a hotel, and I'm not sure if that means that's their release until before the summit between North Korea and President Trump. Remember, we aren't aborting our children. We will raise our rights. Yeah. Yeah, 3 of those people have been in there. The Americans have been there for, I think, about a year or so, something like that. I can only imagine what shape they're in, having been in the hard labor. Amir has something he's going to give update at 3. Is that 3 Eastern? Our numbers will increase, Alexa said. Could the hotel move have been a quarantine, Lisa said. I think it was just a way to get them out of there. Quarantine them from there. I don't know if they have diseases and that's why they were quarantined. I'm sure they're being looked over. We get a lot of technology from Israel. We don't know how good Israel is to the United States of America. Israel, again, talk about being blessed. And I was attacked by somebody on Gab for saying this. Somebody who was so anti-Semitic and irrational. But anyway, yes, we could be that generation. Yes, Brandon, absolutely we could. But Israel, the technology and the knowledge that comes out of Israel is mind-boggling. They even come to the United States and help on a lot of times after shootings and things like that for psychological reasons and helping people. What they can do is endless because they're God's chosen people. And it doesn't mean that everything Israel does is right and everything the people of Israel do is right, but it does mean Israel is being blessed by God. It's biblical that knowledge will be increased, Brandon said. Does anybody feel like that you're gaining more knowledge about things than you've ever done before in your life, other than the fact that you're trying to do so intentionally by reading? Do you feel that you're gaining knowledge in other ways, that things are just opening up, doors are kind of opening to you so that you can see things that you've never seen before? just sort of unintentionally happening. Yeah. And I think, one of the things, too, we have everything at our fingertips, yet know nothing. Exactly. Absolutely. Yes, the world is at my fingertips, for sure. Absolutely. We are proud of our religious heritage and liberty. Yes. The Judeo-Christian values and the writings of the forefathers and the Constitution, which came from God. No matter what they try to do, you're not going to be able to take God out of it. You can do it temporarily, but in the end, God wins. And they will discover that God was their God the whole time. They just didn't know it and didn't want to accept it. Mirror's giving update at 8, not 3, and it doesn't say whether it's Eastern. Yeah, and that could be 8. Who knows, Dawn? I don't know. Any fool can know the point is to understand. Albert Einstein. Wanda said, oh, yes, God is the boss. Yep. God is in complete control. The minute you start thinking that you're in control is the minute you need to go back to God and find out that you're wrong. Each and every time. I do that about 100 times a day when I think I'm in control. Facebook has announced that Eric Holder's law firm is going to be helping them determine if there's any anti-conservative bias. I was thinking, what better law firm would you choose but Eric Holder's law firm to tell you that you're being biased to conservatives? I mean, come on. I mean, that is such a joke. And I know there's a Republican on the other side who's going to be looking into it too. But that's crazy. I know you can't make it up. Are you kidding? I wish I were, Cheryl. Breitbart is reporting that. Oh, good grief. I know. Holder, how hateful. Exactly, Lynn. Facepalm. I know. I have no words. Oh, Mr. Holder, uranium scandal, Attorney General, right, fair, and balanced. I know. Yep. I say, go after Holder. Keep him involved in what his part was in Uranium One and how people were kept from the American public by Hillary, by Obama, by everybody. And good Lord, King Gun Runner. I know. The thing of it is, and I think that I know this is hard to hear and hard to take. Surprised it's not Obama. Well, come on, Judy, we don't know that it isn't, right? But I don't know that we are going to see justice on earth for those people. I just don't know. Yes, Chezzy, I believe so. But I don't know if we're going to see it or not. Don't forget Fast and Furious. Will it be a fast and furious prosecution? LOL, true, Judy said. And I know that's hard to take, but there may not be justice in this lifetime. If you look at what's going on right now, it's what Giuliani was talking about last night. The left is being treated differently than the right. The right are going to be persecuted and probably prosecuted, and Christians are going to be persecuted. It's what is going to happen. And it's not what, we want. But I guess you can take solace in the fact that not in this world, but in the next world, they will get what's coming to them. God's justice wins every single time. Yeah, it may not be our timing, Brandon, but it does win. And it's just a matter of when that's going to be. God always wins. Yep, God's justice prevails. But we may not see it. And I know that's difficult. Holder talking about a crooked past. I know. When you look at these people, you just think, how can others not see it? And you know this, I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. If you talk to somebody on the left who only listens to mainstream media, they are sold hook, line, and sinker. We may not see it, but we know the outcome. Brandon said, yep. Thank you, Lord. We trust Jesus won't get what we deserve. Marlene said, and that's the thing. I mean, the people on the left, the ones that watch mainstream media, they believe everything they are fed. Thank God for mercy. Yep, Brandon, for sure. But I mean, it's, the past whole administration was mostly all crooked. I know, Dawn. What can we say to them to convince them? Dee, we're not in control. I mean, you can't say anything to convince them. You can try, and you can put everything out there that you want, and it may help. I'm not saying that it won't, but it may not. And I think you have to be prepared for the fact that it may not do any good. That the people that are in place that are helping these people are evil themselves. They believe in what they're doing themselves. To open their eyes, if it's God's will, they will open their eyes. You can pray to God that He opens their eyes, but if He doesn't want their eyes open, they're not going to be opened. When we look to God, God should us how much He loves us. He would show us how much He loves us. Yes. When Jesus was on the cross, the disciples were confused, but then came the morning. Yes. And I'm telling you, some of these people who are confused, I believe in the rapture. And I do believe that once we're not here, some of those people are going to wake up. It's going to be too late for them, but they will wake up. Live your life and don't let the lost use your left use. I don't know. You have to say it again. Well, in fact, that's what happens when I try to share my phone. Freezes solid. Terrible, Teresa. No man comes to me unless the Father calls him. Yes, me too. Yes, Susan, me too. Turn them to stone, the evil that is. Yep. Absolutely. I mean, you pray for that. You pray for God's will to be done. This is something that I found that nobody is talking about, and I think this is just an example of who God is and what God has us see or not see, depending upon His will. For more than 2 years, ISIS forces there was a northern Syrian city that the ISIS was going out and throwing their trash into this empty mound of land. There was like a gate was sort of peeking out of it, and so they just kept going out there and throwing their trash on it. Didn't notice the gate, didn't notice anything about it. And they're saying that that people have, ISIS is gone, and that others have moved in there. They're saying that these are ruins from ancient Christendom during the time of the early church, possibly during the Roman Empire. And so for 2 years, ISIS, here this gate was poking up out of the ground. They didn't even notice it. Trump signs faith initiative. That's cool. So in other words, God blinded them, if you will, to seeing that, to discovering it. That's my opinion. And so they didn't see that. If they had found it, they would have destroyed that. Okay. All right, Chesney, take care. They would have destroyed that, and that would have destroyed Christian history. And I think it's amazing that they didn't even see it. I love that. Trump just signed executive order, faith initiative, order creating National Prayer Task Force. Cool. Very cool. And the replay will be there for people who want to see it. Speaking of which, I am very disappointed in Hobby Lobby. They destroyed their witness. What happened with Hobby Lobby? I didn't hear anything new about Hobby Lobby. Blinded by their hatred, yeah. Because, if ISIS goes into a city that has a church or anything else, they destroy everything that has anything to do with Christianity. They just immediately destroy it. And put up their, stuff. Teresa's back. So I didn't hear about Hobby Lobby. If anybody knows what happened with Hobby Lobby. Haven't heard Hobby Lobby news either. Yep, I haven't heard a thing about Hobby Lobby. As far as I know, they're still doing the same thing they were. They bought illegal artifacts from Iraq. U.S. is returning them. Oh, they bought it. Well, did they know it was illegal? I don't know, and I don't know what the artifacts were. Trump is doing great for all the United States people. Yes, Robert, absolutely. Hey, Susan, it's Junior. Hey, Junior, where have you been? You're in the last few minutes. Good morning. Trump just signed a faith initiative. Yep, Rhonda. That's what Jerry was saying. To put them in the new Bible Museum in D.C. Hey, Robin. Well, I'm not sure what the artifacts, what they thought they were, what they thought they were doing, who did it. I don't know if I want to condemn all of Hobby Lobby. Been working, oversleeping, been working late. Very cool. Gotta do what you gotta do, Junior. Yes, they knew they were illegal and bought anyways, 1.6 million worth. Now that's bad. That's shameful. I love Hobby Lobby, Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, My Pillow, NRA. Find the story. I will, Marlene. Yeah, that's bad. And if you do stuff like, again, nobody's perfect. There's people aren't perfect. They're going to do stupid stuff like that. They're going to do illegal stuff like that. America. That's right, Brandon. It's America, people. America. Yeah, I don't know who made the decision to do that for Hobby Lobby, but that was stupid. Set up for Hobby Lobby. Could have been. Yeah. Could have been. You never know. There's been some talk, too, about Corey Lewandowski maybe coming back and replacing John Kelly. Hobby Lobby, they're saying they brought artifacts back from Iraq worth $1.6 million. Junior, that's some, Dawn was saying that. I don't know the whole story. It was awesome. Watch replay. We had that went so fast. Too fast. I'm sorry. I couldn't read it. Stormy Daniels is a well-known porn. Well, I don't think she's a star, but porn, yes. No problem, Junior. They paid $3 million for them. Wow, that's crazy. This had to be good. God on POTUS on anyone else would not last. Jesus said, when we go through the fire, we would not be burned, and after all, this would come out better. Josette said, "Yep." Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. That's exactly. They went through the fire, came out unscathed. I'd have to research that at Hobby Lobby, but not a priority. More items are more important, Jerry said. Yeah, I haven't seen anything in the news about Hobby Lobby. You would think that would have been all over the news. POTUS gave God glory today. Yep, each and every day, I think, Rhonda. They paid for them. Why is that illegal? I don't think you can take things from a foreign country like that. Ready for Memorial Day weekend. Take off and enjoy. Wow, I mean, you're wanting May to go by really fast, aren't you, Brandon? Cully said he's heard nothing. Yeah, I mean, I want to see if the story's fake or real. So, could be somebody trying to disparage Hobby Lobby. I don't know. I need a vacation too, Brandon. I want to take many, many, many vacations this summer. Hey, Ben, ready for daughter's wedding in 9 days. Oh, that's so cool. Julia said, I heard that Hobby Lobby story quite a while ago. Maybe that's why I don't remember it, Julia. It was so long ago. But I don't even think I heard it the first time. Because they were sold on the black market, was warned that they maybe would lose them. What's a good place you're going on vacation, Susan? I don't know. Probably Junior be someplace in California, no doubt. Oh, it's real. It was reported a while ago. Now, U.S. returning them. 70th anniversary, May 14. Israel became a nation. Yep. Final dress fitting. Cool. Do you think Rudy G put Brez in a bind? Nope. He just told the truth. Yes, me too. It's an old story. Yes, I don't think it's recent, at least many weeks ago. Ah, okay, Julia. Yeah, I think Giuliani did exactly what he wanted to do last night, and that was to get that story out about Stormy Daniels, that he was sending a message saying that there's nothing there. Your witch hunt continues. And again, these people are trying to find something to pin a crime on it. Have a wonderful day too, Brandon. I heard Hobby Lobby repented. Good. So happy she's marrying a godly man. That's great, Rhonda. Your family will be blessed by that. So anyway, I can't believe how fast this hour went. Can't stand her attorney. I know, Cully. He's I would like to go to Israel and see the stone that was rolled away. I know, Robert. That would be cool. But Trump said he didn't know about it. And it could be, Cheryl, he didn't know about it. And I don't care if he did know about it. I mean, for me, I don't care. The Stormy Daniels story is just a nothing story. I still love Hobby Lobby. Daniel said, we want wedding pictures. Yes, Rhonda, we want wedding pictures. The Hobby Lobby story is on the Hill on USA Today, Alan said. Cool, I'll go check it out. This was the quickest hour ever. If you would just retweet this, So, because I know that they're messing with everybody's numbers. So, everybody have a great day. See you tomorrow, Lord willing. Thanks, Susan. Thank you, Marlene. We will see everybody tomorrow. God bless you. Have a great day. Pay it forward today, everybody. Take care. Oh, I can never, never, ever get off of the, like, I can never shut down Periscope. Ever. Let me try it again. All right, everybody on YouTube. Thanks so much. I'll see you again tomorrow. God bless.